back, Metas, to another build guide. Today I'm bringing you the new PDW90 Holographic Resonance submachine gun. The new 2.1.4 update brought quite a few new changes and new items to the game, from a new scenario to a new gear and new weapons. Now let's dive right into this submachine gun. Now normally we run a bullseye weapon as our secondary to keep the debuff active for a build. However, this submachine gun changes that. It functions as a bullseye weapon itself, allowing us to keep bullseye active without needing a separate weapon. It has a 20% chance to apply bullseye on hit, and after 12 hits it triggers an AoE explosion dealing 800% weapon damage to all enemies within 8 meters. If that AoE hits enemies already marked with bullseye, it restores 3% of your ammo per target, up to 15%, and it gives you a plus 20% crit rate against them. Now let's turn the gun from this to this. Okay, let's start with the basics, and that's our gear. This update gave us 2 new armor pieces, and one stuck out for this build and gave the pre-existing earthly boots a run for its money. So we will be looking at 2 different boots for our key items, earthly boots and bloodstained tracker boots. Now, as you know, the earthly boots gave us a plus 30% damage when hitting marked enemies. Now, the new item, bloodstained tracker boots, gives us a plus 20% attack damage for 5 seconds when we apply bullseye to an enemy already marked by bullseye. And also, the bullseye spreads to one other nearby enemy, which can come in handy in silos. And as for the rest of our gear, we're going to be taking a 3-piece treacherous set and a 2-piece lone wolf set. We're focusing on crit rate, crit damage and weapon damage throughout this build. Now for a secondary weapon, I've gone for something a little different as I haven't got to worry about a bullseye weapon. Also, I have a free slot in my cradle, so I'm going to take the S870 Sandstorm shotgun. Now switching to this weapon triggers Fortress Warfare for 20 seconds. Now while we're in Fortress Warfare, we gain a plus 10% weapon damage. Now if we pair this with our cradle slot, Steady Hand, when we have a Fortress Warfare buff, we gain a plus 10% weapon damage and a plus 25% weak spot damage. And for our Deviant, we're going to be taking the Lunar Oracle Lone Wolf Whisper. Now we're taking this because it attacks enemies and attracts the aggro from nearby enemies. Now when the target dies, it spawns a clone which increases our weapon damage by 50%. Now it's time for the food and drink buffs. Once again, I'll showcase what damage output you'll receive from both chef and no chef classes. And again, with all food buffs, I use Advanced Gourmand and also have a level 5 Chefosaurus. Both these combined give me a boost to my food buffs anyway. Now for my no chef class metas, we want to be taking mixed fried hot dog. I think we can all see why this is the obvious choice. Now as for drink buffs, there isn't really anything you can take. However, I like to jump around sometimes, so I'll take Stardust Energy Drink. However, if you prefer, you can take Stardust Mushroom Soup. This gives you a max stamina plus 20% and stamina recovery speed plus 30% bonus. If you are running the chef class, this is where we add the crumbly bread to our combination. Now this gives us a weapon damage bonus. As for drinks, like mentioned before, the only options I usually run with are Stardust Energy Drink and Stardust Mushroom Soup. Now, to finalise this build, we're going to bring out our trusty kukuri and our sticky ice cubes. And there you have it, a bullseye submachine gun that, to be honest, is incredibly fun to play with. I have enjoyed every aspect of this gun and found very little times where I was struggling to kill things or survive. If you've liked this video, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe for more builds. Stay safe out there, mates.